Alrighty, so in our server we have just opened up the capital buffs for players here. So each one of these 6 seats give you something different. First and foremost, the first lady is not an actual seat to give you buffs. It is the person that is in charge of putting people in a seat. Okay? I will go over all of the buffs and what they all do first, and then I will go to the next part of this. Okay, so first lady, don't apply for. Normally it is a certain alliance job for a period of time. It'll change depending on the servers. Every server does this slightly different. Rule of thumb, don't apply for First Lady unless you are supposed to. Okay. So the first one next to that is the Secretary of Strategy. This one is all of your healing and your hospital capacity. This is normally a decent one to try and get on day 6 of the verse, if you can get it. These seats only last for about 5 minutes, and they're a hot commodity during heavy wartime. So the big thing here is it increases your capacity by 20% in your hospital, and it increases your healing rate by 20% as well. If you have your... I don't have anybody in my hospital. If you have severely wounded units, use this before you start the actual healing. It will reduce the healing time by 20%. Okay, the next one is the Secretary of Security. This is all for training more troops. So if all of your barracks are not training anything and they're all open and available, take that seat and then start all of your barracks. To cap on that, you can actually move your heroes or your survivors, so all of your high level survivors are all in each camp. So you would do your your level 20 first, and then you would come over, move your 5 big survivors to the next one, so you could maximize the amount of troops you can train at a time. Okay, that is the Secretary of Security. So again, that is a 20% training buff for the number of troops you are training and the quantity of time it takes them to train. So it's 20% for both of those. Does help quite a bit when you've just gotten burnt to a crisp and you have 0 troops. Definitely recommend using that one after day 6, just to help give you a couple of squads full of troops. It is also good for day 5 of the duel, because obviously you can train more troops, giving yourself more verse points. The bottom row, first one, is going to be the building buff. So the way these work is it is 5 minutes per person in line. So typically when you go to apply for this, every 12 people in front of you is going to be 1 hour of wait time. Okay, so just add up the 12, see how far down the list you are. This will be the amount of people waiting to get into the buff that have applied but weren't actually approved of it yet. Once you've been approved for the buff, you'll be added to this list. Oh god, why do I always have to burp in my videos? This sucks. Okay, anyways, this one will increase your construction speed by 50% and your research speed by 20%. You want to get this and have your building queues not building anything. This will not work if there is an old building being built. It needs to be a new building. New buildings. Again, I will say it a third time. New buildings only. It will not take off 50% or add the build time percentage to what I've already got going. So when I get the buff, I'm going to finish both of these and then start my headquarters. Or, whatever else in your base that is going to take, the extra time that you want to remove. Typically anything over an original time of 8 days is pretty much what you want to use this on. These are pretty much going to be mostly your anything you need to upgrade your headquarters, honestly. Your Alliance Center, your headquarters research center, your tank center, helicopter, and missile center when they get up high enough. Your wall, okay, those take quite a bit of time once they start getting higher. Your barracks, when they get up there, they start taking quite a bit of time. But normally you want to use this on things that have default time of about, 7 or 8 days. That would be my suggestion on that. Okay, so again, get the buff, start the building. Get the buff, then start the building. Okay, so that is that one. The next one is the Secretary of Science. Again, now this one is opposite. It is research speed and construction speed, so it is all 50% research. So this is the research one. So again, it's the same setup as the building, but you're using it for your research queues. Alright, some of these queues on your research time start to take quite a bit of time. If you actually come down here, this one has 2 days on it just to get the 7 through 9 rewards. I don't have anything super high right now. These top ones are all pretty low. I think I have a good development one. As you get farther into your development ones, like this has an 11-day time on it. So, use it for those, again, anything over an 8-day original time. Even, some of the bigger stuff that takes, 7 days on that one, I'd use it for that. If it's over 4 or 5 days original time, use it. It'll cut off a couple hours, a couple of days. It depends on how long its original time is, on how much time it's actually going to be removed. So again, get in line, make sure you pay attention and you don't miss your seat, because once you get in your seat, you only have 5 minutes to start whatever you're doing. Okay? Put it in the garbage then, Peanut. Okay? The Secretary of Interior gives you 100% output for your main resources in your headquarters. Now, this does not increase this production speed. This is the actual quantity you collect when your resources are being collected. So, how do you use this to your advantage? You let your iron, your coin, and your bread all max out. When it is maxed out, you get the seat, and then you collect it, and it will give you that 100% bonus for all of those. That is the 6 seats. That is how they are used. Okay?